Here are all the state flags for the states in the Northeast region. Do you know which flag is the state flag of Pennsylvania? If you picked the flag highlighted in red, you'd be correct. Our essential question today is, what are the geographic characteristics of the Northeast region of the United States? By the end of the lesson, you should be able to describe what makes the Northeast states unique. Here are the 5 regions of the United States. We'll be focusing on the 11 states in the Northeast from Maine to Maryland. Let's start by looking at the physical geography, or what the land looks like in the Northeast. The northern Appalachian Mountains run through most of the northeastern states, leaving little farmland except in valley areas. Deep bays exist, allowing for port towns such as Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, and Boston. There's jagged, rocky coastlines exist in the northern areas along the Atlantic Ocean. Here's a physical map of the area, which shows the Appalachian Mountain Range and the Atlantic Ocean. All of this coast area is great for tourism, beaches, and shipments of goods across the Atlantic Ocean. Climate and vegetation. There's no dry season in the Northeast. This area receives precipitation throughout the year in the form of rain and snow. We have cold, snowy winters and hot summers. Moderate growing seasons that decrease as you go north. Vegetation consists of mixed forests with deciduous and coniferous trees. The Northeast region has the longest history of European settlement. Our founding fathers landed along the shores of the Atlantic Ocean and created settlements. Historically, the Northeast has been the gateway to immigrants. The Northeast has established itself as the financial and manufacturing hub early in the Industrial Revolution. The population in this area is concentrated between Boston and Washington, D.C. This area includes the cities of Boston, Philadelphia, New York City, and Washington, D.C., also Pittsburgh and Buffalo. This is the most densely populated region in the United States. People in the Northeast use their land in many ways. There's dairy farms in Vermont, lots of farming along the valleys of the Appalachian Mountains, timber in the forests, many maritime activities, which are the activities that happen along the water, fishing, boating, and recreation. There's some mining in the hills along the Appalachians. And note, as you go north in the Northeast region, the growing season shortens, which limits the farming because the winter season is longer the further north that you go. The Northeast is also divided into its own regions: New England to the north and the Mid-Atlantic states to the south. New England includes the states from Maine to Connecticut. The Mid-Atlantic states run from New York to Washington, D.C. Pennsylvania falls into the Mid-Atlantic states. The Northeast region has a strong economy. The New England states have a long history of maritime industry, along with forestry and inland some farming. The Mid-Atlantic states are dominated by the financial sector in the U.S. in advertising and manufacturing. The Northeast region is the home to the most corporations in the United States. New England is the home to some of the most elite universities in the world: Harvard, Yale, MIT, Boston College, to name a few. One of the best resources New England has is its educated population. The Mid-Atlantic states enjoy warmer weather and a longer growing season. The economy has more farming activity and has less maritime activity. although major shipping waterways are present. Major cities are located on these waterways. New York City is on the Hudson River, Philadelphia is on the Delaware River, and Baltimore is located on the Chesapeake Bay. Washington, D.C. is the political center of the United States. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to answer the question, what are the geographic characteristics of the Northeast region of the United States? Let's do a quick check. The Northeast has no dry season, which means it receives precipitation all year, it never rains, it's never sunny. No dry season means it receives precipitation all year in the form of rain or snow. New England is famous for its rocky coast, elite universities, or dairy farms. If you picked all three, you'd be right. In our next lesson, we'll be traveling to the Southeast region of the United States.